The rain hammers down on Seoul's back alleys like fists against concrete. She's dragging the last trash bag toward the dumpster when she sees it. Red silk, expensive, torn to shreds. A child's dress. And underneath it, a little girl, maybe 6 years old, pressed against the wet brick wall like she's trying to disappear. Chioma freezes. The girl's face tilts up. Purple bruises bloom across her cheek. Dried blood crusts under her nose. Her eyes are empty, the kind of empty that makes Chioma's stomach drop because she's seen it before, back home in Lagos, in places where childhood dies young. "Hey, sweetheart," she whispers in broken Korean, her Nigerian accent thick. "You okay?" The girl doesn't cry, doesn't speak, just stares with those hollow eyes. That's when Chioma notices what she's clutching, a laminated card, bent and soaked, with a single phone number embossed in gold. No name, just 12 digits that gleam under the streetlight like a warning. Chioma's heart slams against her ribs. This isn't some lost neighborhood kid. The dress costs more than Chioma makes in 3 months. Those bruises are shaped like adult fingers. And that card, it screams danger in every language. She should walk away. She's undocumented. Her student visa expired 8 months ago. She's invisible in this country, surviving on cash-only janitorial jobs, one police encounter away from deportation. Getting involved with whatever this is, that's suicide. But the girl reaches out one tiny hand, trembling. And Chioma remembers her own little sister, 12 years ago, reaching for her the same way before the fever took her, before Chioma couldn't save her. She makes the choice that will destroy everything. "Come on, baby. Let's get you warm." The girl doesn't resist. She's too light, shivering so hard her teeth chatter. Chioma tucks her inside her jacket and runs through the rain, her mind screaming at her to stop, to turn back. But her feet keep moving. Her apartment is a closet, literally. 72 square feet, no windows, fluorescent light buzzing like dying insects. A sleeping mat, a hot plate, a rust-stained sink. But it's dry. It's safe. Right now, that's everything. Chioma wraps the girl in her only towel, cranks up the portable heater. The girl's lips are blue, her breathing shallow. Chioma makes instant ramyun, forces her to sip the broth. "What's your name, sweetheart?" The girl stares at the steam rising from the cup. Chioma tries again in English. Nothing. Then, after 3 more sips, the girl whispers, "Lena." "Lena, that's beautiful. I'm Chioma. Chi. You're safe now, okay?" Lena's hand is still clenched around the card. Chioma gently pries her fingers open, examines it under the light. Heavy cardstock, gold embossing. On the back, barely visible, a symbol, a crane with a broken wing. Chioma's blood turns to ice. She knows that symbol. Everyone in Itaewon knows it. The Bayako clan, White Tiger Syndicate, the most feared crime family in Seoul. Her hands shake as she pulls out her phone, searches the symbol. The results make her want to vomit. Ryo Kang, 42, leader of Baekso, suspected in 17 murders, controls half of Seoul's underground, untouchable. And according to every article, he has one weakness, a 6-year-old daughter named Lena. "Oh God," Chioma breathes. "What did I do?" Lena has fallen asleep clutching the towel. Chioma stares at her phone, at the card, at this child who belongs to a monster. She should call the police. But the police don't help people like her, people without papers. They'll deport her before they help the girl. And if Lena ran from her own father, maybe there's a reason. Those bruises don't lie. Chioma's finger hovers over the screen. Call him? Call the police? Do nothing? 3 sharp knocks shatter the silence. Chioma's heart stops. Lena's eyes snap open, wide with terror. "Don't move," Chioma whispers. She creeps to the door, peers through the peephole. A woman stands in the hallway, 30s, business suit, face like carved ice. Behind her, 2 men in tactical gear. Not police, private security. "Chioma Okafor." The woman's voice cuts through the door. "We know you have the child. Open up. Mr. Kang wants his daughter back." Chioma's throat closes. "How did you—" "The card has a tracker. We've been watching you since you picked it up. You have 10 seconds. Lena grabs Chioma's leg, shaking her head frantically, her tiny body trembling. "Please," Chioma calls out. "She's scared, she's hurt, I'm just trying to help." 5 seconds. Chioma makes a split-second decision. She grabs her phone, dials the number on the card. It rings once. "Who is this?" The voice is male, deep, controlled, but barely. Underneath it, something volcanic ready to erupt. "My name is Chioma Okafor. I found your daughter in an alley. She's hurt. Bruises on her face. I brought her here to help her, I swear. I didn't kidnap her. She was alone and bleeding and—" The door explodes inward. Chioma screams, pulls Lena behind her. The 2 men storm in, guns drawn. The woman follows, calm, assessing everything. One man grabs Chioma, slams her against the wall. The other reaches for Lena. "Don't touch her!" Chioma struggles against the grip crushing her windpipe. "You're scaring her." "Stand down." The voice comes from her phone, which is clattered to the floor. "Ji-won, stand down. Put the woman on speaker." The woman, Ji-won, picks up the phone, activates speaker. "Sir." "Ms. Okafor." The voice is colder now, calculated. "Describe my daughter's injuries. Everything." The man's forearm is crushing Chioma's throat. She gasps. Bruises. Left cheek. Dried blood under her nose. She's malnourished. She hasn't spoken except her name. She's terrified. Silence stretches like a wire about to snap. Then, "Ji-won, confirm." Ji-won crouches beside Lena, who's sobbing silently in the corner. She examines her with clinical efficiency. "Confirmed. Contusions consistent with adult grip, approximately 12 hours old. No other visible trauma." Who did this to her? Each word from Ryo could cut steel. "I don't know," Chioma chokes out. "I found her like this." Another silence. Longer. When Ryo speaks again, something fundamental has shifted. "Release her. Everyone out except Ji-won." The grip releases. Chioma collapses, coughing. The 2 guards leave. Ji-won remains, standing between Chioma and Lena, hand resting on her hip where a gun outline is clearly visible. "You could have called the police." Ryo's voice through the speaker is different now. Quieter. Dangerous in a new way. "You could have left her in that alley. Why didn't you?" Chioma looks at Lena, those huge, terrified eyes watching her. "Because she's 6 years old. Because she was alone. Because I couldn't just walk away." "You know who I am?" "Yes." "You know what I do?" "Yes." "And you still brought her to your home, risked yourself, for a stranger's child." Chioma's voice cracks. She's not a stranger. She's a baby. And someone hurt her. The silence is so long, Chioma thinks he's hung up. Then, "Stay there. I'm coming personally. And Ms. Okafor, if you've harmed my daughter in any way, your death will take days." The line goes dead. Ji-won pockets the phone, studies Chioma with shark eyes. "You're either very brave or very stupid. I didn't do anything wrong. You involved yourself in family business. That's enough." Ji-won positions herself where she can watch both Chioma and the hallway. "Mr. Kang will be here in 8 minutes. Until then, don't move. Don't speak to her. don't even breathe wrong. But Lena crawls across the mat to Chioma, wraps her thin arms around her waist. Chioma freezes, looking at Jiwon, who nods once. Permission granted. Chioma holds the little girl, feeling her heartbeat against her ribs like a trapped bird. "It's okay," she whispers. "Your dad's coming. You'll be safe." Lena looks up at her and speaks more than a single word for the first time. "He doesn't know I left. I had to. Uncle Min-jae was going to..." "Lena." Jiwon's voice snaps like a whip. "Quiet." The girl falls silent, but her grip on Chioma tightens, and Chioma understands. Lena didn't run from her father. She ran from someone else, someone in his organization, someone he trusts. Chioma meets Jiwon's eyes. The woman's face reveals nothing, but her hand never leaves her gun. 8 minutes feels like 8 hours. Chioma sits on the floor holding Lena. Feeling the girl's breathing slow, her body relaxed by millimeters. Jiwon never moves, never looks away. Outside, Seoul's nightlife rumbles on. Drunk laughter, car horns, K-pop bleeding from bars. Inside this closet room, 3 females wait for a monster to arrive. When the knock comes, it's gentle. 2 soft taps. Jiwon opens the door. Ryo Kang is not what Chioma expected. Media photos show a man in expensive suits, cold eyes, the kind of face that never smiles. The man who enters is different. Same height, same build, but his suit is disheveled, tie loose, hair slightly unkempt. And his eyes, when they find Lena, they shatter into 1,000 pieces. Lena. It's not a crime lord's voice. It's a father's. Broken, raw. Lena doesn't run to him. She stays pressed against Chioma, trembling. Ryo's face contorts with pain, so naked Chioma has to look away. He slowly, carefully, kneels 10 feet away, makes himself small, non-threatening. "Baby," he says softly in Korean, then Japanese, then back to Korean. "Baby, I'm so sorry. Please, you're safe now, I promise." Lena's fingers dig into Chioma's arm. "Uncle Min-jae said..." "He said you told him to..." Ryo's expression goes arctic. He doesn't look at Jiwon, but his voice could freeze oceans. "Explain." Jiwon's face remains impassive. Min-jae was assigned to take her to the safe house. He reported her missing 3 hours ago, said she disappeared from the car. He's lying. The words burst from Chioma before she can stop them. Both of them look at her. She forces herself to continue. She's 6. She's terrified. She ran into the rain at midnight. Children don't do that unless they're running from something worse than the dark. Ryo's eyes pin her in place, and she feels assessed, weighed, measured in seconds. Then he looks back at Lena. "Baby, did Uncle Min-jae hurt you?" Lena nods, so small it's almost invisible. "Did he touch you anywhere he shouldn't?" "He grabbed my face. Said if I told you about the money, he'd make sure you never found me. He was driving somewhere. Not the safe house. Somewhere else." The temperature in the room drops 20 degrees. Ryo stands, and Chioma sees what the media sees. The predator, the killer, the man who orders deaths like ordering coffee. "Jiwon, bring me Min-jae, alive. I want him conscious for what comes next." "Yes, sir." Jiwon moves to leave, pauses. "And the woman?" Ryo looks at Chioma for a long moment. "Leave her." The door closes. Just the 3 of them now. Father, daughter, stranger who saved her. Ryo approaches slowly, still careful, still making himself small. "Lena, come here, sweetheart." Lena looks up at Chioma, and Chioma, even though every survival instinct screams run, nods gently. "It's okay. That's your dad." Lena releases her grip, takes 1 step, 2, then runs the last few feet into Ryo's arms. He catches her, holds her like she's made of glass, his face buried in her hair. His shoulders shake. Chioma looks away, giving them what privacy exists in 72 square feet. She hears Ryo whispering in Japanese, words she doesn't understand but recognizes. Apologies, promises, love. When he speaks again, his voice is controlled, professional. Ms. Okafor, look at me. Chioma turns. Ryo is sitting on her floor, Lena in his lap, but his eyes are all business now. You saved my daughter's life. Do you understand that? If you hadn't found her, if you hadn't brought her somewhere safe. He doesn't finish. Doesn't need to. Anyone would have done the same. No. The word is absolute. Most people would have walked past. Most people in this city have trained themselves not to see. You saw. You acted. You risked yourself for a child you didn't know. Chioma doesn't know what to say. Ryo continues, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Answer honestly. First, do you know who I am? Yes. You're Ryo Kang, leader of the Baeko clan. Second, do you know what I do? I know what people say you do. And third, knowing all that, why didn't you run when you had the chance? Chioma looks at Lena, who's fallen asleep against her father's chest. Because she needed help. And because I've been invisible in this country for 8 months, living in shadows, hoping nobody notices me. And I couldn't let her be invisible too. Not when she was hurt, not when I could do something. Something shifts in Ryo's expression. Respect, maybe. Or calculation. Hard to tell. Ji-won said you're undocumented. Chioma's heart sinks. My visa expired. My sponsor died. I've been trying to save for renewal fees, but how much do you need? I can't accept money from you. You just saved my daughter from a traitor in my own organization. You can accept whatever I offer. His voice softens slightly. How much? Pride wars with desperation. Desperation wins. $8,000 for the visa, processing, lawyer fees. But I don't want charity, Ryo pulls out his phone, makes a call. Sung-min, coordinates incoming, bring $80,000 cash, within the hour. He hangs up, looks at Chioma. Done. That's too much. I said 8, not... The extra is for your discretion, and compensation for assault by my men. You were hurt. You deserve payment. Chioma's head spins. I don't understand. Why? Ryo stands carefully, cradling Lena. Because you're right. People like you are invisible here. But tonight, you made yourself visible. You chose to see my daughter when you could have looked away. That kind of courage is rare and valuable. He moves toward the door, then stops, turns. Ms. Okafor, I need to ask you something. Think carefully before answering. Chioma's pulse quickens. Okay. How would you like a job? The question hangs in the air like smoke before a fire. Job? This building you live in. I own it. I own 17 buildings in Itaewon. They're managed by people I trust. But clearly, I've been trusting the wrong people. His eyes are unreadable. I need someone I can trust. Someone who sees what others miss. Someone with a conscience. You want me to be a building manager? I want you to be my eyes and ears in Itaewon. Manage the properties. Report anything suspicious. Keep people safe. He pauses. The pay is $200,000 annually. Legal work visa. Apartment in Gangnam. Full benefits. Chioma's mouth goes dry. That's insane. That's the market rate for loyalty in my organization. Your organization, the Baeko clan, the Yakuza. Yes. You're asking me to work for a crime syndicate. I'm asking you to manage 17 buildings and protect the people in them. What I do beyond that isn't your concern. Chioma's mind races. $200,000, a visa, a real apartment, security, everything she's fought for during 8 months of cleaning toilets and sleeping in a closet. All she has to do is say yes to a man who orders murders. I need time to think. Ryo nods. Fair. You have until tomorrow. Sung-min will deliver your money within the hour. Keep it whether you accept or not, you've earned it. He opens the door, looks back. Ms. Okafor, Chi, thank you for seeing her, for saving her. Anyone would have. No, he interrupts gently. They wouldn't, but you did. That matters. He leaves, Lena asleep in his arms. Ji-won appears from the shadows, nods once to Chioma, follows her boss. The door closes. Chioma stands in her closet apartment, still in her cleaning uniform, staring at the space where Ryo Kang just offered her a life beyond mere survival. Her phone rings. Unknown number. Miss Okafor. It's Ji-won. Mr. Kang asked me to give you advice. What kind? The kind that keeps you alive. If you accept his offer, understand something. You'll be protected. Nobody will touch you, but you'll also be watched. Every decision, every person you talk to, everything will be scrutinized. You'll be safe, but you'll never be free. Are you trying to scare me away? I'm making sure you understand the cost. This life isn't what you think. The money is real. The danger is real. And once you're in, there's no walking away. Why tell me this? Ji-won's voice drops. Because I liked how you looked at that little girl. Like she mattered. And I'd hate to see that look disappear because you didn't understand what you were agreeing to. The line goes dead. Chioma sits on her mat, hugging her knees. Her phone vibrates. Wire transfer confirmation. $80,000. Her account balance goes from $92 to numbers she's never seen in her life. She could leave Korea tomorrow, fly home, start over, be free, or she could stay, accept Ryo's offer, trade one kind of invisibility for another. She thinks about Lena's hand in hers, the bruises on her face, how nobody in that alley stopped, nobody looked, nobody cared until she did. She thinks about Ji-won's words. You'll be safe, but never free. She thinks about Ryo's words. You see what others miss. At 3 a.m., she makes her choice. She texts the number Ryo called from. I accept. When do I start? The response is immediate. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., Gangnam office. Welcome to the family. Chioma stares at those last 4 words. Welcome to the family. She's been alone so long, she'd forgotten what family meant, even if this family is built on blood and fear and secrets. She should feel afraid, should feel guilty. Instead, she feels something else entirely. Purpose. For the first time in 8 months, she matters. She's visible. She just hopes that visibility doesn't get her killed. 3 months later, Chioma stands in the lobby of her building in Gangnam. Floor-to-ceiling windows, marble floors, designer furniture. Her building. She wears a business suit now, not a cleaning uniform. Her hair is professionally styled. She has an assistant, a driver, a corporate apartment overlooking the Han River. She has everything she dreamed of, and she's more trapped than ever. Because Ji-won was right. She's watched constantly. Cameras in hallways, guards outside her door. Every report she files goes directly to Ryo, who studies it personally. She's safe. She's rich. She's a prisoner in a golden cage. And she's learning things about Baiko clan she wishes she didn't know. The buildings she manages aren't just apartments. They're fronts for money laundering. The tenants aren't all innocent. Some work for Ryo. Some are hiding from worse organizations. And Chioma is responsible for keeping them all safe while reporting their secrets to a crime lord who treats her like a trusted advisor and a useful tool in equal measure. She visits Lena twice weekly. The girl has become her anchor, the reminder of why she said yes. Lena is thriving now, laughing, playing, protected by a fortress of security that never lets her out of sight. She calls Chioma Auntie Chi and draws pictures of them together, always holding hands. Ryo watches those interactions carefully. Once, he said, "She trusts you more than she trusts me." Do you know how rare that is? Chioma didn't answer, because she's starting to understand the real reason Ryo hired her. Not just to manage buildings, but to be what his daughter needs that he can never give her: normalcy. A person untainted by violence. A bridge to the ordinary world Lena will never fully enter. And Chioma realizes, with creeping horror, that she's not an employee. She's a tool, a piece in a game she doesn't understand. Tonight, standing in her expensive lobby watching wealthy people come and go, Chioma sees a woman across the street, watching her. The woman raises a phone, takes a photo, disappears into the crowd. Chioma's blood runs cold. She pulls out her phone, calls Ji-won. "Someone just photographed me. We know, already tracking her. Jade Dragon Clan. They know about you now." "What does that mean?" Ji-won's voice is flat, matter of fact. "It means you're officially valuable, which makes you officially a target. Don't go anywhere alone. Bodyguard assigned tonight." "I didn't sign up for this." "Yes, you did. The moment you picked up that child." A pause. "Welcome to the family, Chi. This is what it costs." The line goes dead. Chioma looks at her reflection in the window. Expensive suit, perfect hair, hollow eyes staring back at her like a stranger's. She saved a little girl's life and lost her own in the process. Outside, Seoul glows with a million lights, the city alive and pulsing with energy. Inside, Chioma stands in her prison of privilege and wonders if the woman who found Lena in the rain would recognize the woman she's become. Sometimes doing the right thing doesn't just save lives. Sometimes it changes them. Sometimes it destroys them. And sometimes you don't know which one you've done until it's too late to go back. The question is, when you're given the choice between survival and freedom, between visibility and safety, between saving someone else and saving yourself, what do you choose? Chioma chose. And now she'll spend the rest of her life learning whether she chose right. That's the thing about choices made in the dark. You don't see where they lead until you're already there. And by then, the person you were at the beginning is already gone. If this story left you with questions, with thoughts you can't shake, drop a comment below. Tell me what you would have done. Tell me if Chioma made the right choice. Tell me if there even was a right choice. Because honestly, I don't know. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the hardest stories are the ones without clean answers. The ones that make you question everything. Hit that subscribe button if you want more stories like this. Stories that don't tell you what to think, but make you think. Like this video if it got under your skin, if it made you feel something real. Turn on notifications if you're ready for what comes next. Because Chioma's story isn't over. The Jade Dragon Clan doesn't just take photos. And Lena is growing up in a world where innocence is a luxury nobody can afford. What would you do to be seen? What would you sacrifice to matter? Think about it. Because one day, you might find yourself in an alley in the rain, staring at a choice you never wanted to make. And when that moment comes, I hope you choose well. Thanks for watching.